welcome back to Murder Schmurder.
Welcome back to another episode of Murder Schmurder. We're here to bust crime in its balls.
Bust crime, tell stories, deal with facts.
Hi, I'm Jamie.
I'm Joseph.
Statistics.
That's statistics.
That's Grant.
He's the best one of us.
He knows all the numbers and big words.
Come on.
Do numbers and words good.
Yeah.
Power Rangers and Charlie Angels with us. Make a pose.
3.
Yeah.
17.
5.
15%.
41.
Numerology.
Is for idiots.
It really is.
Quacha! I didn't expect to bash numerology today, but I'm always happy to have a chance to do it because it's so dumb.
It's pretty dumb.
Remember that book we got on vacation? The History of the Dark Arts.
Oh yeah,
The dumbest
in Denver?
chapter is numerology.
I believe it
because it goes into it's like, well, this could mean this, and then you can for words you can do the numerology of where each letter signifies a number, and then add that up. But then there's like different parts of like division and like, well, this sentence makes this, but if you take out this word and this,
then suddenly it means this.
Yeah,
It's basically, what was that movie? The Number 23, is that right? The Jim Carrey movie?
Yes. Yeah.
With the number 23 just followed him around his life. Did you ever see it?
Nuh-uh.
It's horseshit.
It's
It's a lot of fun though.
It is actually totally worth watching, if only because it's so bad and so entertaining. I might watch it again just because you brought it up.
Yeah, somehow Jim Carrey still crushes it.
You know what? Jim Carrey's a great actor.
Yeah.
he is a great
He's
actor.
a wonderful actor.
He really is. Bad movie. Terrible
movie.
fucking movie.
Terrible movie. But I do like it.
Well, you know what? Hey, if you gain nothing else from this episode, go watch the movie 23.
Yeah.
Anyway, in short, we solve mysteries, we bust crime in its balls, we're making the world a better place, and we're doing it while making you laugh, which is like that's fucking, what else do you want?
I mean, that's a 1-2 punch right there.
And there's no fifth thing. You listed off 4 things. And that's it.
Oh. No, I'm sure there's
probably a
there's a mystery fifth element that we have that we're not even sure what we do.
We don't know what it is.
Plead the fifth, because we don't know what it is.
But I'm sure we do it.
I'm sure we're doing it right now.
We turn the people on.
Yeah.
That's what it is.
There you go.
We make the ladies wet and the men hard and the they, thems, whatever they do.
Whatever you got going on, whatever gizmos you got in your pocket, that's fucking going off right now.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, if you're driving right now, sorry you just swerved into the oncoming traffic because you're so horny.
I'm going to let you know, we're making people leak. You got Northwest, it's leaking right now.
If you got a body part, it's juicing right now. Yeah.
No comment.
So anyway.
You got to call a plumber with how much you're leaking right now.
Yeah, he, she's, and they, thems. Take your smelly, fucking moist genitals and put them away for right now because this is Thursday, goddammit. We're here to tell a story. In fact, we're here to finish a story.
That segue.
Yeah, that was a good segue.
Thanks. What were we talking about? No. Welcome back to the final episode of our series on white supremacist terrorism. It's been a laugh riot. It actually has been pretty good.
I'll say it again. This has been such a fun ride. Thank you, Joseph.
Yeah.
Like I said last night, we were at Sam's dinner. Sam, if you're listening, I love you.
Sam, if you're listening, we love you.
Happy birthday.
And
love
your
you, buddy.
colossal rear end. Goodness.
Got a donk for days.
He's got a donk for days, and he's got a
crazy.
penis that stares me in the eyes every time.
Well, he likes his little tiny shorts. Makes
Yeah,
sense.
and
We like them too.
yeah, his dick print is staring at me every time. I'm like,
Every time I'm just like, goodness.
Yeah.
God,
You know,
making my mouth water.
So we're talking about the Omaha Steaks bombing, right?
That's exactly what we're talking about. The Mutual of Omaha disaster of 95.
what I was going to say is, like I said last night,
I liked it.
Joseph, you are now appointed as our deep diver.
I'm the deep diver. I'm in there crawling around like a cave diver, which is something people do recreationally, which is fucking crazy to me.
Yeah, have you seen the videos of like how people die doing that?
Yeah.
shit? It's horrific.
No
bro.
fucking thanks.
Fucking.
Well, you You got the ones that like to like cram themselves into little tiny crevices.
Yeah.
To be like, maybe there's a cave up here. Maybe not.
Yeah, maybe instead I can just die screaming
into nothing. Like,
yeah.
No one will hear your screams. But there's also spelunking, which is cave diving. Right?
No fucking thank you.
So they like rappel down a rope with scuba gear and then go swimming in real dark waters underground.
Yeah.
I almost don't think I can think of a situation I'd rather be in than that. You know what I mean?
Shit.
Like, that's insane to me.
That's some seriously white people shit.
Seriously, you got no other problems that you're like, I need to create a whole new set of terrifying problems, and it all involves being stuck in a little cavern the size of a fucking funnel while you're like upside down in the dark.
You know what that is? This is people that
underwater.
that hate,
Underwater.
These are people that hate their normal life. Like they're like,
no, I think it's just like society was so easy for me. Let me create challenges.
The only way you could catch me doing anything like that is if I was like dating 5 women at the same time. And I was like, dude, I'd rather fucking be in a cave just like, hoping to die.
Blurp, blurp. No one can find me here. Blurp, blurp.
No troubles with the polycule down here. I'm just a little blind cavefish with no problems. I never even evolved to get on land. You just die peacefully. Actually, when you say it like that, it's not so bad.
They all put you on a diet. You're just down there with a cheeseburger, like, my precious.
Jamie just with the biggest smile on his face, just ripping his breather out, like just like sucking down water. Like, no, I choose this.
Yeah, this is good.
I want this. I don't want fucking dipshit Elon Musk to send a bunch of cave bots down to help like he tried to do in Thailand and fucked everything up. Stupid fuck. Kill yourself.
That was awesome.
Parody First Amendment. Joke.
Also, just having my phone in my car just blow up one text message after another.
Yeah, your phone's just. You're just like.
When are you getting home? When are you getting back?
You're like fucking 30 meters
you forgot
underground.
It's our anniversary. It's like, yeah, I'm juggling 5. See, being polyamorous, we talked about it off screen for a little bit, but
it's exhausting.
It's exhausting.
Sounds exhausting as fuck.
The only time it works is if you're like, I hate my life so much, I just need to preoccupy myself.
Honestly, I hate saying this, but the only way it works is if you're one of those abusive fucking Church of Latter-day Saint dumb motherfuckers who just, the only reason that having that many like partners or works is because they're all subservient to you and they all kick up to you and do whatever you say.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And I'm not saying it works in like an ethical sense. I'm saying that feels like the only way.
A shitty king
exactly.
in the middle of nowhere.
Exactly. You're King Turd of Shit Mountain.
Exactly.
Yep. Because you're the wife you've been grooming since she was goddamn 9 and has been told she'll go to hell if she doesn't fulfill your fucking wishes. Heavenly Father. Fucking Mormons, what are you doing? This isn't what we're talking about, but come on. Come on, Mormons, get it together. What the fuck? Anyway.
What were we talking about?
Omaha Steaks.
Omaha Steaks. When we last left off, Omaha Steak stocks had crashed. It was Black Tuesday, 1923, and the stock markets were in just an upheaval.
Joseph lost all his life savings.
I did, because I forgot where I buried them. When last we left off...
These steaks are ruined.
The ground's supposed to be cold. It's supposed to keep the steaks good. And I didn't grow one cow. Hold on, I gotta.
Yeah, reset after that. Really, really stupid.
It's dumb as fuck. I loved it though. When last we left off, Timothy McVeigh was in federal custody, being held at Tinker Air Force Base in Oklahoma, and his numbskull compatriot Terry Nichols had been found and arrested in Kansas.
Right, yes. I forgot. That was like right at the very end.
Yeah, right at the very end. Terry Nichols, they had the house that Tim McVeigh had put on his arrest intake was in Michigan. They went to Michigan, raided the shit out of that house, found paperwork and documentation that Tim McVeigh, and Terry Nichols had bought thousands of pounds of ammonium fertilizer, blasting caps, explosive... it's not rope, but it's like that wire that you use to like link explosives together. Had found out that the house belonged to Terry Nichols, found Terry Nichols' ex-wife, and she gave up the address in Kansas where they arrested Terry Nichols.
Right. She was like, oh, fuck that boy. Yeah.
Yeah. She was like, fuck my stupid ex-husband. Of course he did something awful. The feds were pulling at all strings to try to find out not only why the bombing had been carried out, but also to confirm if there were more cells waiting to strike. If you remember, after interviewing McVeigh's father in Buffalo, New York, they learned about a connection with another man.
He also was like, fuck that boy.
Yeah. Tim McVeigh's father was asked point blank, do you think your son is capable of doing this? And would he work with someone to do it? And he said, yes, and Michael Fortier. And that was the connection to the third ringleader of this bombing. You see, Fortier, Nichols, and McVeigh all served in the same army unit, and they ran in the same anti-government circles after they'd been discharged. Given the sheer level of mind power involved in the Oklahoma City bombing, it took almost no time to locate Michael Fortier in Kingman, Arizona, where the local sheriff arrested him and detained him for questioning. Whereas Nichols spilled his guts immediately, Fortier is more tight-lipped. Fortier tells them that McVeigh is innocent and that he don't talk to cops. Now, while the feds don't have enough evidence to charge Fortier yet, they detain him and keep him in holding. Back in Michigan, they find a Spotlight prepaid telephone card in Terry Nichols' home. Now, for the younger listeners who don't know, a prepaid telephone card is essentially the 90s version of a prepaid burner phone. Mm-hmm. Only you take the card to public telephones and you can use that to pay for calls, right? It's like loaded up with like a certain amount of money, swipe it, scan it.
You can put cash towards that, so it's basically untraceable.
Exactly. However, the FBI is able to use the card that they find to track the calls and get the get the history of calls between Fortier, McVeigh, and Nichols. But even more than that, when they find the call logs, they are able to trace the public phones that they were used at and locate the Army surplus stores, farm equipment shops, and other locations where the Oklahoma City bombing crew bought the bomb materials from all across Oklahoma, Michigan, and Arizona.
See, listeners,
that's surprisingly smart.
It was not smart because they did it all on one card. They should have just been like burner phones. Yep. Why do you call them burner phones? Because you burn them.
Exactly. You call, them, crack.
Boom.
Call, crack.
You get another one.
Get a different telephone
Don't be a
card.
lazy jack. If you're going to be doing something this big,
don't do it halfway.
Yeah, go all the way.
That is true.
If there's a step that you don't necessarily have to take it anyway.
See, using the one telephone card and keeping it at Nichols' house where it could be discovered was the stupidity part. Because it's smart to use the phone card.
True.
But as Jamie said, you got to break it up and you got to use multiple phone cards and then you just burn them when you're done.
Sure. To correct myself, decent detective work.
But also, yes, in that case, it was good detective work because they really, like I said, the sheer amount of manpower that is put into the task force that is multi-agency working this shit, they are burning the candle at both ends and they are... they're
coming up with results fast.
They're coming up with results fast. It really goes.
How long from the bombing until they were interviewing our third character here?
Oh, this is, I don't think more than 3 days.
That's crazy.
That's insane.
This might be the third day, like bombing, day, they got Fortier.
Yeah.
That's
Nichols
great.
and McVeigh.
Also, that's good detective work because someone saw the card and was like, this could be good. I know how the system works.
Yep.
And like using these cards.
Yeah.
And because I'm sure, like, if you would have just got some Joe Schmo cop, you're like, whatever.
Yeah, I use this to call my mistress.
Maybe there's some points on this.
Yeah, maybe there's a nickel or two I can call Deborah.
No, we're looking for Nichols' accomplice.
Oh,
what?
Well, I guess you should take this then. Now, it really just goes to show you the level of energy and thought that they can put into things.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? This is truly an indication of how good detective work can be done.
When they care.
Mm-hmm. Exactly. Thank you, Grant. With the evidence before them, the FBI finally determines that there is not a wider criminal network and that McVeigh, Nichols, and Fortier are the so-called brains behind the outfit. Now, this is
also Fortier saying like, "Oh, and he's innocent." It's just like,
yeah, it's like
you could have been a little bit more.
We're well past the point of you saying McVeigh's innocent. You can say I don't talk to cops, but we're well past the point where you could even conceivably say that, well, he didn't do it. You know, they got your ass, dude. Yeah. If they got you down to Fortier, you being arrested, they got everybody else.
Yeah.
And this is a big moment in the case, right? Obviously there's been a lot of good detective work. There's been a lot of good thought put into this. But when the FBI determines that Fortier, McVeigh, and Nichols are the only conspirators in this is when they really start to apply the pressure. Because they have been putting pressure on McVeigh, they've been putting pressure on Nichols, and they were terrified that the moment they let something slip, that they essentially burn one of their assets once they push one of these guys too far.
Yeah.
The kill code's going to be triggered, then bombs are going to be going off all across the United States, right? They did not know how deep this went. And what they're terrified of is that one of these guys doesn't pretty classic, terrorist cell type thing is or criminal thing or drug runner, whatever, is say, we're in a conspiracy, right? And I tell both of you, if you don't hear from me at least once every 3 days, just a text, call, whatever, says, hey, I'm good, then I want you to fucking pull the trigger on something, right?
Sure.
Pretty classic thing, easy to do.
Yeah.
One of you guys doesn't hear from me, then you fucking hit the switch, something goes off in DC or Philadelphia or Memphis or Nashville or wherever, right?
Or blow up Jamie's car.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Or we set your Jeep on fire.
Yeah.
So anything, stuff like that.
If you're going to do it, let me know beforehand so I can get a good insurance policy. But keep going.
Can do, brother. But yeah, so they're essentially very, very concerned that something like this is going to happen. Mm-hmm. Now, once they have enough evidence to determine this, they decide, all right, no more Mr. fucking nice guy. And they lay the pressure on Fortier, and they grill him. They spend hours in an interrogation room with him, and eventually one of the detectives tells him, if you spill the beans on the whole plan, you turn over on Nichols and McVeigh, we're going to take it easy on you. But if you don't, I swear to God, I will do everything within my power to have you charged with first-degree murder for every single dead person in Oklahoma City, and I will make goddamn sure that you get the electric chair.
Which, by the way, is kind of bullshit because it's not up to the officer. It's up to the prosecution.
Correct.
And the jury, by the way.
Yes.
And the whole "we'll take it easy on you" thing, they're not. They already hate you.
Yeah, no, they already have you.
And it looks good on their record to put you down.
Yes.
But also, if you're going to go out, electric chair sounds nice.
I don't think it is.
No.
It's not very good.
What are your options? Life in prison or the chair? I'm going to pick the chair.
I'm not saying it's a bad option to pick versus life in prison. I just don't think it's good.
Either drop me in a volcano or shoot me in the head.
Yeah,
well,
you can just shoot me.
You're not getting that. You're getting the chair, the gas chamber,
lethal injection. Yeah.
And lethal injection sounds like the worst way.
Oh, it sounds awful.
Gas chamber, you're thinking, fuck, painful. That's going to suck.
I remember we did the episode on it.
Yeah.
Lethal injection was by far the cruelest and most inhumane way to kill someone. Yeah. The most humane way to execute someone is firing squad.
Yeah, shoot him in the head.
Yep. Because, duh,
Or a volcano would be pretty cool.
Volcano is also pretty sick.
Pretty cool.
I think it'll overthink it. The chair I like.
No, I want volcano.
Yeah. They don't have to think about anything. They just put you on one of those like those horse carriers underneath a helicopter, and then just drop it. You got a fun free fall into a really cool view, and then you're just gone.
You start doing flips.
Yeah.
If you're gonna drop me in a volcano, let me skydive into it. Don't give me a parachute.
Sure.
Let me just aim for the volcano.
They're not going to give you a parachute. Suckers. Just gliding away to freedom. They're like, why'd we give him the parachute?
I knew we fucked up.
God damn it.
You said skydiving. People skydive with parachutes.
I know, and the instructor said we have to sign the waiver, which says we have to wear a parachute. God.
Look at him. He's smiling as he's getting away. He's having a good time.
Just pulls out a rifle and just all right. This isn't how I wanted to do it. Now, Grant is 100% correct on all of that.
On the volcano, yeah. For
sure. The volcano and the earlier thing about how the FBI doesn't really decide what they get charged with how to prosecute them.
Not how our criminal justice system.
Our criminal justice system don't work that way.
No.
But I'm going to stop doing the ooh thing. I almost did the whole script like that. See, I just got locked in. Fortier didn't know any of that, though. He crumbled pretty hard. Just immediately bawling, crying, fucking flipping his shit.
Again, if you're gonna commit a mass crime,
bombing,
just a little bit of research into what will happen if you get caught.
Because when you do something like that, they're gonna get you.
Don't bomb a building full of people that
don't do
anything
that.
Wrong. I mean,
seriously, there are plenty of buildings full of people who do horrible things all day, like or the fucking.
So I just let's act like I just deleted everything you just said, and we're back.
And we're back. Fortier crumbled and tells the FBI that McVeigh and Nichols spearheaded the whole plan to bomb the Murray building. The way he told it was that McVeigh and Nichols came up with the plan, came to him with it, but Fortier refused and then ghosted them afterwards. Fortier is officially charged with having prior knowledge of the plot and not acting on it, and agrees to testify against his bomb buddies in exchange for a lighter prison sentence and for the prosecution to agree to not seek the death penalty. Which I don't know how realistic it is to seek the death penalty for someone who had prior knowledge of a terrorist event and didn't act on it. But this is Oklahoma, and sorry, Oklahoma, y'all are a shit state. Just because the Thunder had a good run doesn't mean y'all's morbidly obese, illiterate, pregnant children are out of the spotlight. Boom, gotcha.
I think he spent the time to put that on paper.
I did.
I think also the interrogation probably ended with like, this guy's not breaking. Well, tell him we're going to send him to ass fucking prison.
Yeah.
Or spill the beans, or he's going to get ass fucked for the rest of his life. And then, like, they said that. He's like, they do what in prison? Yeah, they'll fuck you in the ass. They fuck people like you in the ass all day.
You mean prison's bad?
You're going to get tossed around and used like fucking currency unless you spill the beans.
They're going to sell you sweet ruptured asshole for packs of cigarettes. You better fucking say something.
No. Okay, I knew, but I didn't do it. It was all
It's all their idea. I'm sorry. Kinda is what happened. But
just don't put me in ass fucking prison, no.
By the time Fortier's been arrested in Greece and agrees to testify, this is the third day of the Oklahoma City bombing, so I was right. At this point in the recovery, rescue and demo crews are finally able to clear enough debris to get to the nursery and daycare center, which were on the first floors.
Right.
By this point, they find no survivors.
Otherwise known as baby pancakes.
Right.
Yeah. They are, at the very least, finally able to recover the bodies of the children.
Which are baby pancakes.
Which are, again, severely compressed. By this point, the Murray building is dangerously unstable, but rescue crews continue to recover as many bodies as possible before they can do a controlled demolition of the building. Meanwhile, the interrogations of McVeigh continue. And McVeigh is not cooperating with the cops. He's talking enough, but he's not really giving them any details, mostly just one-word answers, and acting smugly. In an effort to crack him, the police allowed journalists Lou Michel and Dan Herbeck of the Buffalo News to go in and interview McVeigh. They just kind of figured, he's not going to talk to us. He's not talking to us right now.
Buffalo, New York?
Yeah, that was where McVeigh hailed from.
Well, that's
where his dad was.
Yeah, okay.
And these journalists had kind of found out about the whole situation through like back channels.
Sure.
And interviewed McVeigh's dad and decided, well, we'll reach out to the cops and just see if we can get him to talk to us.
Got it.
And then it worked out to where they were like, you know what? This motherfucker's not talking to us. Maybe he'll talk to these two civilians.
Sure.
And he did. Credit where it's due. It totally worked. As soon as they brought in these two journalists, McVeigh just started because ultimately
gives him a chance to talk about himself.
And thank you, Grant, because ultimately that's what a lot of these guys want.
Attention.
The spotlight, yeah.
Yep. All in all, Michelle and Herbeck recorded 60 hours of conversation with McVeigh.
Jesus.
Yep. 60 full hours. And if you were hoping for the analysis of a criminal mastermind, boy, are you going to be disappointed and infuriated. Now, often, serial killers and mass murderers will spin their life story as if it's a grand tragedy that only had one logical conclusion: violence. Wham! My dad beat me half to death when I was a toddler. Wham! My dad and older brother double teamed me and turned me into a Chinese finger trap. Wham! My mom was banging her johns in our bedroom log cabin while me and my 12 siblings watched, and my no-legged alcoholic father froze to death while he listened to it outside in a blizzard.
Who was that again? Last one?
That was Henry Lee Lucas.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that was kind of funny, though.
It was
a little bit.
Yeah, while his dad, no legs, if you remember.
Oh, no legs.
Oh, no legs, dragging himself along.
Didn't he lose his legs because he would get drunk and fall asleep on like train tracks or something?
That's exactly what happened.
Yes.
He got too drunk, fell asleep, passed out on the train tracks, and woke up with no legs.
I knew something was different today.
I did feel lighter.
Yeah, just a doctor trying to give like a spin on good news. On the bright side, you've lost a lot of weight.
You lost like 80 pounds, like that. Now, while all of those things are objectively horrible, it didn't give John Wayne Gacy, Casey Anthony, or Henry Lee Lucas justification in their various horrors. And whatever your thoughts are on nature versus nurture and how best to make a serial killer out of a child, when you listen to McVeigh's complaints, you tell me if you think that this motherfucker was on an inevitable course of debauchery and violence set upon by childhood trauma. In the conversations with the journalists, McVeigh whines, "I'm not kidding," about being picked last for sports in school and how he was a skinny boy and endured nicknames. Among his nicknames, in case you were curious, were Noodle Arms, Noodle, Chicken Noodle Soup, Chicken McNuggets, and McVeigh McNuggets.
I like that.
Someone was definitely calling him the F slur.
Those were the specific ones made up for him.
Yeah, I was about to say.
Yeah, no, he was definitely getting called the F slur.
Sure.
Yeah, no, this guy had school shooter energy before that was even a thing.
Yeah.
But no joke, that was seriously one of the biggest complaints that he had about his childhood.
What? Never mind.
Keep going, Joseph.
During their interviews, McVeigh reveals that as a young man, he had an extensive comic book collection, which is a fine thing to have and not indicative of anything dangerous.
Go on.
Well, were there violence in these picture books?
Sometimes.
Cool violence.
Well, there you have it.
Well, there you have it.
Cool violence, though.
Can you imagine if this guy had grown up when Doom was a thing? He would have blown up 3 buildings.
Exactly.
That he had a comic book collection, but that he was unable to talk to girls because they made his stomach hurt. He was just too nervous.
Imagine a guy...
Take a page out of Batman's book, Chicken Noodle Soup. Damn it.
Fucking seriously.
In this 60-hour rant, this guy is going on for at least an hour about how unfuckable he was.
Oh, yeah. More than that.
Yeah.
More than that, dude. As a young teenager, McVeigh sold his comics off so he could buy something that would make him feel dangerous and manly. Guns.
Swords.
Guns, cool.
Now, this guy would have been a mall ninja if that had been a thing at the time. But yeah, no, he bought guns and he practiced with them. He idolized people like fucking that Nazi John Wayne. He started watching comic book movies, cowboy movies, and like started trying to brand himself as a big tough guy.
More unfuckable than he was 6 months ago.
Yeah, I was literally about to say.
Yeah, exactly.
You know how to like run off girls?
Yeah, I was saying
guns.
He's the guy that's scaring off all the hoes.
Yeah, put a picture of yourself with a fish in your Hinge profile and fucking say goodbye to the bitches, man.
Right?
Oh, some women love that.
Whatever.
Yeah, you just got someone out there for everybody. Unless you're an unfuckable loser like this. If you're using guns to prop up your manhood,
there are some women that
there's some women who like
an
fishing.
Guy, a guy that likes to fish.
I've met certain women.
But honestly, if you're going to put it on your dating profile, post a picture of you with the smallest fish of the day.
Yeah, make it funny.
Yeah, that's good. But I'll say if you love fishing and you want to put that in your profile, That's at least you being you.
Oh, that's true.
That's you being your most true self. And if that's something you really enjoy, and if a woman hates that, then you're obviously not going to work
like
in the first place.
It's not going to work, then that's pretty good.
Yeah.
Honestly, as I get older, I do like the idea of fishing more.
The idea of fishing.
Mm-hmm. I like fishing. I mean, fly fishing's fun. You get to like do stuff the whole time or whatever.
Yeah.
But at the end of the day, you're just standing in a river and nobody's bothering you.
That's really what it is.
Kind of awesome.
It's like it's just like a form of meditation. Is what a lot of people like.
Yeah.
Just being outside, quiet.
Yeah.
No one's bothering you.
Shit in a lot of those areas.
Yeah. See, that's the cool thing.
So
I don't like fishing, but I always like my dad was a big fisher and would always like take me, and like I wasn't crazy about it, but like I always just like the solace.
Yeah.
You know, that was what I liked.
I mean, I got to a point where like deer hunting's big where I'm from. I would bring a rifle with me, but I also would bring a camera and a book.
Yeah.
And I would just take pictures of birds and squirrels and then read a book, and it was awesome.
And you and me were the same kid. Mm-hmm. No, Dad, I don't want to shoot the deer. I want to read Game of Thrones.
Yeah.
God, but you can leave the beer.
Yeah.
I had 3 Coors banquets.
Did we hang out when I was 12?
We might have. Yeah, me and my friend Grant both
reading Lord of the Rings and drinking Coors at 8 a.m. Yeah.
We drank our Coors and we shared a Twix.
Both your dads like, well, he's not a full-on queer, but
well, I mean, at least he's attracted to women. You know, I mean,
he does talk about girls. He won't shoot that deer, and he does read books, but he also drank like 4 beers.
Yeah, I mean, the boy can drink, and I caught him jerking off to Xena Warrior Princess, so I know he likes women. Whatever. I'll tell you, I'll love my half a fag son.
He'll probably take care of me.
Just calling it like he's just a unsolved conundrum.
He's just a mystery wrapped in a pudgy wrapping.
Yeah.
McVeigh served in the first Gulf War and came back from Iraq in the early 90s. He was awarded a Bronze Star during his service and did have a few confirmed kills. McVeigh claimed that after having his freedom stripped away in the military, he realized how important self-agency was and became obsessed with the concept of fundamental rights. More specifically, as they always do, gun rights. And even more specifically, who deserved those rights and who was trying to take them away.
There we go.
You may have an idea of where this is going. McVeigh followed gun shows across the country, reading the literature there, talking to the burnouts and the survivalists. He did this for years, following around gun shows like they were a fucking jam band. Listening to small town right wing.
Damn, that's lame.
Yeah, right. The entire time he's traveling across the country, mostly in the South, Southwest. You know where I'm talking about, sure. Oregon, Idaho. Yeah. He's listening to small town right wing AM radio stations.
Oh my God, that's lame.
Yep.
Jesus Christ.
Yep.
No wonder he couldn't get get laid.
Yep. He absorbs the vitriolic, hateful spewing about the gays and the coloreds and women's lib, the Jews, government overreach, the coming race war, all the classics.
Right.
Listening to this radio, literally, he becomes more and more radicalized. And we've seen how this has happened throughout this series and in current times when people get into echo chambers, when they start getting on the fucking Joe Rogan and the InfoWars and the kick streamers and the fucking like all this bullshit, right? They start getting caught in these loops of where they're listening to the same thing over and over again. It's even worse now. If McVeigh was our age, he'd be foaming at the same stuff, but he'd be obsessed with Asmongold, Andrew Tate motivational speaking, and retweeting great replacement theories from Elon Musk. Mm-hmm. He'd be the type of dude who'd be subtweeting Matt Walsh about how Catholic theocratic fascism will save America from the left, and talking about how folds don't like him because they're all worn out from the Chad and Tyrone dick carousel. Which is a series of words that I wish I didn't understand the context of.
I didn't understand what that last thing was.
I'm glad I don't.
Folds is a right-wing, typically incel slur for women.
Gross.
Yes, it is very gross. And they call it the cock carousel, which is the idea. And listen, I'm sorry that if you don't know about this and I'm the one who introduces it to you, I wish I didn't know about this stuff. But unfortunately, I hate read a lot of like right-wing accounts and a lot of shit because I just feel like I have to know the enemy. And I fucking...
They call them folds, but what are them folds?
What?
Keep going. Sorry.
No. That the folds is the slur for women.
Is it like an acronym or does it?
No, it's like
Pussy folds.
Yes, it's the folds of their labia because they're reducing them down to just their sexual parts. Yeah, or not even sexual parts, just their genitalia. Thank you, Grant. But they call it the cock carousel, which is the idea that, and again, this is their thing, not mine. Is that like women are only interested in running around from guy to guy to guy until they either settle for a man that they are then too used to properly love and appreciate, or they ride it out until they are no longer sexually attractive and then end up a spinster, burnout cat lady that only spreads propaganda about hating men.
Right.
Interesting.
Yeah, apparently it's led to a fun little trend of like virginity ceremonies or whatever, where they're like getting their virginity back somehow.
Yeah.
It's horrific.
You can't put that toothpaste back in the tube. Nor should you.
No.
You don't need to.
That's somebody that has a life with experiences.
You know who
that makes them a wiser person that is more equipped to deal with your crazy ass.
You know who likes virgins?
Creepy people.
Creepy people, Mormons, youth pastors, and other virgins.
Yeah.
That's it. No one else likes it.
No.
You don't have to worry about it. It's not a sacred thing. It doesn't mean anything.
Not a goddamn thing.
But
they really take a lot of the misogynistic, but borderline comical aspects of rap, and like kind of rebrand it in such a lame way.
It's true.
Yeah.
You're taking like
women be bitches,
small-minded rap.
Yeah.
And like it's like no, they're not bitches, they're folds.
Yeah.
It's like the Dick Carousel. That's just a rap song about never trust these hoes.
Pretty much. I mean, yeah, that's what they're doing.
It just how do you take something that's cool?
Oh, it's not cool.
Well, it was pretty popularized, if you will.
I mean, sure, it's been
in early 2000s.
Well, that's the thing.
Still now.
Exactly. I mean, it is popularized, but that's the thing is like it's like if you don't stop and examine the culture, you don't realize how prevalent it is in the culture. That way of thinking is endemic to our current zeitgeist.
Well, it's like white supremacists in general. It's almost like they're relishing in how lame they are.
Yeah.
To the point where they're taking all of these kind of caustic ideas from people with style and then taking all of the style out of it.
And just focusing on the hatred and the caustic parts.
Right.
Yeah.
For the record, I do love ironically calling women bitches, but that's again, ironic.
I mean, I think all of us and your friends know that about you.
Okay, good. Yeah. Making sure.
Yeah.
As for the record, like for the record, I don't think you should call women bitches because I think the insult takes away. Like if someone's being a bitch or calling them a bitch seems like you're only calling them a bitch because they're a woman. Mm-hmm. It's not the defining factor of like why you might not like them or hate them.
Yeah.
Now, if you call a man a bitch, that's always good.
Sure. Well, the thing is that like these types of people, and it goes into white supremacy, use dehumanizing language. Like when you say like referring to all women as bitches or folds or whatever, or Stacy's or whatever fucking slang slur that they want to use, it's because they have to paint with a broad brush because they have nothing going on. You know what I mean? The only thing they can revel in is their hate.
Sure.
They don't have anything to produce. They don't have anything to do. They don't add to anybody's lives, least of all their own.
I also love the fact that they're like, oh yeah, these whores, they'll fuck anything and they'll fuck anybody and then they'll try to settle down. It's like, well, are you fucking any of the whores? It's like, no.
I choose not to.
Yeah. No. Because I'm pure.
Sounds like you're not on the carousel and you're mad that you're not on the carousel.
Yeah, sounds like someone's mad they're not having any fun and they're just a little fucking crybaby about it.
Maybe take a shower, have a decent haircut.
Learn to speak to someone.
Yeah.
You know what? I want to rebrand this and call it, it's like they're calling these whores like the sex roller coaster. It's like, I want to get on the roller coaster.
It's a more positive way to phrase that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because the carousel is still fun.
Sure.
But a roller coaster is more fun.
Well, but you have to be at least this cool to ride.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know?
And old.
And old.
Correct.
Thank you. Very good job.
Just, I knew it was in there. I just want to make sure. Put it on the record. During this time, McVeigh became obsessed with what else but the Turner Diaries. We've spoken about the Turner Diaries multiple times in this series, but it's worth repeating that according to the author William Pierce, the most important idea from the book that a reader could take was, quote, each person must stop being a spectator and become an active participant in the ongoing war against freedom. As we've said many times in this series, fascism, specifically white supremacist fascism, is ultimately a death cult that primarily relies on a loser's willingness to dehumanize others and sacrifice themselves. McVeigh internalized this message and sat at Waco, watching the compound burn, telling himself that he must act. This act of violence was the perfect evidence to McVeigh that the government was willing to kill people like him. This led him to planning an attack that was modeled after an event in the Turner Diaries. In the novel, the main character uses a truck bomb to blow up the FBI headquarters in D.C. So not only is McVeigh a chud white supremacist mass murderer, but he's not even original.
Yeah.
As far as motivations go, McVeigh thought that the Oklahoma City bombing would start a white revolution. When interviewed by journalists and the police, he wasn't remorseful or ashamed. When McVeigh, Nichols, and Fortier finally appeared in federal court in Denver, Fortier testified against Nichols and McVeigh. Over 11 days of testimony, there were 90 witnesses that were able to deconstruct and show the steps McVeigh took to get together the bombing supplies, build the bombs, and coordinate the attacks. Of course, that was just fine for McVeigh. He was only too happy to take credit for the bombing and the planning. In an act that I'm sure only magnified his defense lawyer's storming fucking migraine, McVeigh testified in his own defense.
Awesome.
That's awesome. I love that.
He took to the stand and he reveled in the pain he had caused, and at several points addressed the victims in the court. Quote, "You're not the first parent to lose a child. You're not the first grandparent to lose a grandchild. Shut the fuck up. You know, you're nobody special. Get over it."
Jesus. What an asshole.
Yeah, I was like, it had me laughing. Now I'm just like sad.
Unsurprisingly, McVeigh is found guilty on all counts and sentenced to death.
More surprisingly, no one shot him.
There were many, many attempts.
Yeah.
And many people trying to get into the courthouse. If you remember in the last time.
He was being tried in Oklahoma.
He was in court in Denver.
Oh, okay.
They had to move it out of Oklahoma.
That's right.
Specifically because if you remember when they went to Perry, they basically had to move him through an angry mob.
Right.
And that did not get any lesser as the time went on in between getting him, securing confessions, building a case, building evidence, getting him to the courthouse. There were several people interviewed about running security for Denver, like the Denver courthouse when they were there. And they said it was there were many as there often are with security people, there are former soldiers, former cops, people like that. And they were like, this is the strictest operation we've ever run.
Wow.
They were doing everything they could just to keep him from getting capped on the way to the prison to the courthouse, let alone making sure no one entered the courthouse with a weapon. They had that entire place on fucking lockdown.
Yeah, I was about to say, getting him to the courthouse is probably like getting Harvey Dent. You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah.
Fucking people want to kill this guy.
They want his fucking ass.
Like, I'm sure there were tons of parents that are like, okay, I'm going to try and sneak in a gun. And then they're like, ooh, that's a lot of security.
Yeah. A lot of weapons were confiscated as the trial went on. I'm serious. Yeah. Like there were a couple, like you said, like family members, like who had lost children. There were people who lost spouses. There were people who lost friends. And often like when they would find them with weapons, they would just be like, listen, I'm not going to arrest you, but you got to get the fuck out of here.
Yeah.
If I see you again, I will arrest you, but I'm not going to do it right now because I understand, but you got to get the fuck out of here. This is what we're doing. We're trying him.
Yeah.
But he was found guilty on all counts, sentenced to death. Just no possibility of parole, no whatever, no like consecutive life sentences. You are sentenced to death.
See, if we want a silver lining this at all, that shows that we're good at coming together on a common interest.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like just FBI agents or, cops or security guards at a courthouse, bailiffs, just literally being like, ma'am, I see that gun in your purse.
Yeah.
Just like, no, you're fine. Just you can't be here anymore.
Right. Like you got to leave. I'm not going to arrest you. I'm not telling you anything. I'm just saying you can't be here. Yeah. Because it's like, you understand why.
Yeah.
This person caused irreparable damage to hundreds of people's lives. Everyone wants a piece of him.
Mm-hmm.
But for better or worse, the justice system, while it should and can be changed, is a function of a system of government in saying, yes, we can either just hang someone from a sour apple tree and fucking just say like, all right, cool, we got him, or we can make a show of it. And unfortunately, McVeigh did want a show made out of this.
Yeah.
He took his sentencing without a flinch. It, for him, cemented that he was the martyr he believed himself to be.
Yeah.
A few weeks after McVeigh's sentencing, the last of the bodies were recovered from the Murray building and it was demolished. Fortier pleaded guilty to failing to alert authorities to the bomb plot and spent over 10 years in federal prison before being moved into federal witness protection with his wife. Nichols was convicted of 161 counts of murder and is still currently serving life without parole, plus 161 consecutive life sentences at a federal supermax prison in Colorado.
Ooh. Actually, just finished watching a really interesting small docuseries on what it's like living in that exact same supermax. That exact same
What's it
supermax.
called?
That same one?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. What is it called?
I forget what it is called, but because I was like so enamored with what the like daily habits and lifestyle is.
Yeah.
There was an interview from one of the guy I want to say he threw like a Molotov cocktail to a state capitol building.
Okay.
And they figured out who he was and charged him to as extreme as they could. And so he is in federal max.
Yeah.
Because I wanted to make an example out of him.
Sure.
But
That's what it sounds like.
Yeah, but he's talking about he was in the same facility as like El Chapo and like a whole bunch of like very famous criminals like Unabomber and whatever. And he was saying like when it gets to that extreme, one fascinating part was like when it gets to that extreme level of max security, factions no longer exist.
Yeah.
Like he was saying like different gang leaders, for the most part there was only one fight that ever happened. It was two like LA gang leaders, if I remember correctly. But it says for the most part, there's no gangs within the facility because it's just too few people.
Yeah.
And also it's just like everyone's just happy to just fucking have a second to be around anybody.
Yeah. You're so isolated all the time
fair,
and so controlled that
there's got to also be a little bit of that game recognized game kind of thing going on.
I'm sure there is, but like...
Dude, I mean, you see El Chapo and you're like, they put me in the same place as this guy?
Yeah.
Dap me up.
Yeah, like they don't get phone calls, they don't get mail, they don't get anything.
Shit.
They don't get shit because like if you're in there, they're afraid that you're gonna get out and do something like El Chapo. You're gonna be able to make moves.
Well, keep running things.
Yeah. And then if like let's say you're a fucking Unabomber, it's like they don't want you going out there trying to promote your shit, inspire others.
Yeah.
And I mean, it all makes sense why we kind of put people in these max. But 9 times out of 10, like when he's listening off to people that were there, I was like, man, we should have just killed those people.
Yeah.
And also, like, it is borderline inhumane what they do to them.
Oh, yeah.
Which is just like lock them alone in their own rooms for 23 hours a day.
Yeah. Solitary is like the worst thing you can do to somebody psychologically.
It really is. I mean, like the current prison system is basically just a ongoing crime against humanity. But as you say, we are at our heart social creatures. Even like biologically. Yeah. And like it could sound kind of woo-woo or whatever, but like hardwired into
anthropologic.
Yeah, I mean, hardwired into our DNA is the need to express ourselves and talk to
how
people.
We got to the point of destroying this planet.
Our language and knowledge foundationally only exists because of other people.
Yeah.
I mean, that's the thing that like helps me like, you know, and I don't want to go on too far a tangent, but like there was a time in when I was in my like late teens, early 20s where I struggled really hard with like solipsism and like the idea of being alone, like being a one person kind of thing, and felt really isolated. And a lot of stuff that I read was about community and about like, you know, togetherness that helps, but like a kind of a simple thing that just feels like a no-brainer in retrospect, but like something like language is that the only reason language even works is because we make noises and we assign meaning to it.
Right.
And the only way that it has meaning is if I say something and y'all understand it and we can communicate, right? Yeah. So by its very nature, a single brain can't exist in its own continuity because it would never have any context or association with any other thing in existence if it did not have something to confirm it.
Exactly.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And in a very, very simple way, we need each other.
Yeah, I mean, it would literally die in a vacuum, you know, that
Correct.
kind of thing. But then also to, you know, overly simplify that whole thing, if you're having a bad day, call a friend.
Yeah.
It makes your day better, I promise.
It really does. Even if it's just a 5-minute thing.
If I'm really not doing well, I'm going to start calling people.
Yeah. And you know what? Sometimes it's nice, like having a conversation with someone and then just kind of being like, you know what, I needed that. And then like I've had conversations with you where it's like, it's been on both ends where like sometimes like you guys have called me or I've called you and I've just like, we just bullshit for a few minutes or an hour or whatever. And then at the end of it, I'm just like, you know what? I feel a lot fucking better.
Yeah, I needed that. You know?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I always like to think of it as like
if you feel isolated, fucking insert yourself. Like for real.
Seriously.
Well, it's like when you're like floating off in space kind of thing. It's like, gotta call Houston.
Yes.
Yeah.
So sometimes you're lost in space and you get lost in, you know, the everything of life.
Yeah.
You get lost in your feelings and your emotions. Sometimes you just gotta call Houston and be like, hey, I'm having a real fucked up day. Yeah. Can you remind me that like why life is worth living?
Hey, this is Major Tom to ground control. I need you to cement me for a second, you know? Like fucking lock me in.
Yeah.
I always feel better about it.
Yeah, and that's what friends are for, you know?
Exactly. McVeigh was executed by lethal injection.
Good.
I mean, if anyone needs it.
You know what? All right.
Yeah, I'm against capital punishment on general principle with our current criminal justice system.
They get it wrong too much.
They get it wrong too much.
Politics.
Now, in an ideal world where everyone has equity and we can actually like trust the criminal justice system, I'm fine with executing pedophiles and mass murderers. But you know, every once in a while, even a blind pig finds a truffle, and McVeigh was.
That's good. I like that.
That's an old one. That's an old one. Hey, you know what? That worked in. That worked on a lot of. Totally did intentionally. I'm not just a hillbilly. You
didn't even notice. You had to have him pointed out.
I'm just that good, baby. I'm just that good.
Joseph Stokes, an autobiography. I'm not just a hillbilly. I'm a wordsmith.
It's me with like a 90s style sweater, like just like leaning against.
No, it's you in overalls.
Yeah, it's me in overalls with like a fucking the grad school or like you know when you graduate like a graduation cap on my head.
Yeah,
with like a cigarette, a Marlboro, and overalls. I'm just like, yep.
The grad cap is all denim.
Oh yeah.
Or camo, your choice.
I'm going camo. I think.
Yeah.
High vis camo. But yeah, McVeigh was executed by lethal injection on June 11th, 2001, which means he missed 9/11.
Oh, wow.
Which I'm sure if you
would have loved it.
I'm sure if you could Ouija board his ghost, Jamie, he'd tell you it was a disappointment that he missed it. He probably would have loved it.
These guys are good. These are pros.
He's like,
wow, that's impressive.
Tim McVeigh would have been like, I don't like Middle Easterners, but game recognizes game.
No, he would have been like, I bet it was a strong white man that did that. And then like the next day, picture with Osama bin Laden. No.
And then a little bit of time goes on and it's like, oh, it was a strong white man that let it happen.
He's just like, yay, Dick Cheney.
This guy knows what I'm talking about. Dick Cheney's just like, shut up.
Dick Cheney's just like, shh, fucking execute this guy. Damn it.
Take him out.
Call the governor of Colorado and tell him to stop fucking putting a stay on this.
Behind every dangerous terrorist is a strong white man.
That's the quote of the episode. That's the fucking quote of the episode. Put that on a t-shirt. On the day of his execution, hundreds of friends and family members of the victims of Oklahoma City watched his execution on closed-circuit television.
Yeah, they televised that shit.
They did. Mm-hmm. And hundreds more camped outside the prison celebrating his death.
Dude, that must have been awesome.
I swear I have a vague memory of that.
I bet it was...
I feel like I remember seeing... It was like this... It was a vigil, basically. I mean, there was so many people.
Oh yeah, no, I mean, like for real. It was like an outdoor concert almost.
Yeah, but it was like very like eerily quiet.
Yeah,
it was like kind of ominous.
Don't ruin this for me, because in my head, this is less vigil, more
Burning Man.
Nice.
More what's it called?
Because they're burning a man.
Yeah,
to death.
Bama tailgating. I'm talking grills. I'm talking kegs.
I don't give a piss about nothing but lethal injection.
Like in my head, everyone is like, "It's gonna be a good day. You want medium rare? I got. Give me 1 minute.
How you want your hot dog, huh? As crispy as McVeigh? Oh, you know it, buddy.
Just one guy was like, "Oh, my hot dog, can I get cream cheese and a jalapeno?" It's like, nah, I've seen everything.
Yeah.
This guy blew up a fucking building.
We got ketchup, we got mustard.
If you want relish, the gays are over there.
Yeah, they're both Heinz. Get out of here.
Yeah, do you have it in your little in your writings if this was more like a Alabama tailgating party?
No, Grant is correct. It was more of a candlelight vigil type thing.
But you know what? Let's say it was a tailgate because that sounds.
I prefer thinking of it as like a UT Alabama game tailgate.
Yeah. Ooh, yeah.
Like the big head that they'll like print giant like faces.
Yeah.
Someone's just like him with like little extra eyes.
Extra eyes. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, get his ass. As soon as they get the call, they're like, everyone goes quiet for a second, and then it's like a fucking game-winning like touchdown. Like it's just like he's dead. Everyone's like, yeah, let's fucking go.
Daddy, does it hurt when you die? For him, it does, sweetie.
For him, it did. Hurt very, very much.
It's excruciating pain.
Fucking women just showing their titties, like just fucking shaking their jugs around. Yeah, he's dead.
It's like it's a NASCAR rally.
Yeah, it's basically Talladega.
Yeah.
All in all,
sponsored by Campbell's Chicken Noodle Soup.
All in all, 168 people, including 19 children, died in the bombing. Tim McVeigh was executed, and the people of Oklahoma City mourned and carried on with their lives as best they could. Many adapted with prosthetic limbs, psychiatric help, and community organizing to fill and secure the damaged frameworks of their lives. Some were irreparably damaged by the loss of their friends, partners, and children. Most stories about Oklahoma City end with McVeigh's execution in a community that spent decades rebuilding and healing. It's a narrative that neatly ties everything off with a bow, but if we've learned anything from this series, and I like to think our podcast at large, It's that none of these violent events ever happen in a vacuum. As we've discussed, McVeigh, Koresh, Robert James Matthews, and countless others were inspired by the Turner Diaries written by William Luther Pierce. And you don't get Pierce without the insane failure of Reconstruction and the sharecropping segregationist system that enabled him and his family to flourish in a reality where black people are legally kept below them. And the reason I say reality instead of worldview is because for millions of black people and white Southerners, that was the economic and political reality for decades. These racist worldviews were enforced by both the government, the police, and groups like the Ku Klux Klan and the Knights of Columbus. And lest you think racism was solved when little old lady Rosa Parks refused to give up her seat, Dr. King gave a nice speech and good-hearted white people voted to let black people live actionable lives. The infrastructure of white supremacy has not shifted.
Nope.
While segregation is
Those roots are too deep.
They're very deep. And I have a very...
Nah, they're not too deep. They are very deep.
They're very deep. But I have a good example that, like, I want you to kind of think of it may seem a little out of left field, but this is what I'm talking about when I talk about institutionalized white supremacy. And this is just a very small example of a massive framework that is too big and too complex for someone as dumb as me to fully break down on a podcast, but I'm going to try. So while segregation is no longer strictly legal, the blueprint for it still exists within housing markets. So I'll give you a quick little history lesson on post-World War II America. The armed forces were not desegregated until 1948, 3 years after World War II. After World War II, black soldiers returned to a country that sicked police dogs and beatings on them, and thousands of black families, if not millions, left the South for the North, looking for jobs and better conditions in what would be called the Great Migration.
Hang on, let me get this straight.
When a black man walk through a white land, houses go up for sale.
Hang on.
Colt 45 and 2
World War II. We're in a war that most historians now, for the first half of the war, the United States was not slated to win. Mm-hmm. We were in dire straits and just hoping that Hitler would slip up.
Which he did.
Which he did in the end. But at first he was not.
And which, sorry to cut you off, but we only really won because he spent the first 2 years of that war bombing the fucking ever-loving shit out of England and most of Europe and Africa, invading France and spreading his forces out. And we only ultimately won because the Soviets basically looked Hitler in the face and said, I would love for you to invade us during the winter, and I'm going to take millions I'm going to take millions of fucking proletariat soldiers, and we're going to fucking feed you through the wood chipper. And every single every inch that you take in Russia is going to be bought with blood, and we are going to buy it with yours and ours.
But
and also Hitler was a fucking moron who couldn't plan his way out of a wet paper bag.
He was also a huge drug addict by the end of it.
He was a degenerate meth addict.
Oh, was it? They said he had to take cocaine, and he had to take some sleeping aid.
He had cocaine, benzos, and amphetamines.
Yeah.
Pretty much on a constant schedule.
Didn't he have to take benzos to be able to fall asleep?
Yeah, and he slept till noon every day.
Yeah. But nonetheless.
But anyway, sorry.
My point being, it's we're in a war that we're not even sure if we're going to fucking win, but we still have time for segregation.
Yeah. Yeah. No, there were battalions of what they called the colored battalions and regiments of black soldiers who couldn't enter the fucking Woolworths in their hometown through the front door, but were given M1 Garand rifles and told, you're fighting for the country. And they went over to Europe, where Europe's not perfect by any stretch of the imagination when it comes to race, but there were a lot of areas, especially in France and England at that time, that were that were desegregated.
Yeah,
black soldiers would go over there and they would be like, "Oh shit! I'm just being treated like an American, not like a black American, but just like an American soldier." Yeah, they're actually they're talking to me. They're not calling me boy and shit. They're not being disrespectful. They're feeding me, talking to me, and then they come back over here. And it's just immediately back on the bottom of the pile.
Yeah.
Damn.
and then further 3 years after World War II until the armed forces were even integrated. But left the South for the North, looking for jobs and better conditions in what would be called the Great Migration. Many of them ended up in Philadelphia, city of brotherly love, which at that time was known as the skilled workers' paradise, due to the large number of factories, mills, and workshops there. The whole idea was in Philadelphia, if you knew a trade, you could make good fucking money.
Yeah.
When the suburbs first came into being in post-World War II America, a developer by the name of William Levitt saw the money that could be made in building new housing. At the time, there only existed two types of housing markets, urban and rural. And when I say urban, I mean urban, like farmland. Rural, you're right in the city. There was no in between.
Yeah, flip those, but yeah.
Yeah, sorry. You know what I mean. Mm-hmm. I've been talking a lot. I'm going to mess some stuff up. With a torrential downpour of new money coming in from FDR's GI prosperity bills, there were literally thousands upon thousands of soldiers returning from the war looking to start their new lives and billions of dollars to be made off of them. So Levitt began constructing new developments outside of Philadelphia and started constructing what is the blueprint for modern suburban areas. This went hand in hand with the new development of interstates all across the country, which made for easy commuting between suburbia and cities. Levitt's new construction raked in piles of money, ungodly amounts of money, y'all. I cannot stress that enough. But his company refused to sell homes to returning black soldiers.
Yep.
Moreover, Levitt conspired with the Philadelphia city commissioners to redistrict city residential zones to move non-whites to deindustrialized zones of the city. These families were shoved into neglected corners of the city and left to fend for themselves, and across the entire United States this practice was implemented. While the Civil Rights Act was passed due to overwhelming amounts of passion, struggle, and community perseverance, nominal change without reparations and equity is exactly that, nominal. This is just one small example of structured racism in the United States that remains to this day. Never mind our modern police force being descended from slave-catching patrols or the very real destructions of predominantly black communities that were made outside of the scope of segregation, such as Black Wall Street or the Tulsa Massacre or the Philadelphia Move bombings. The very real truth is that the United States is a dangerous ultra-nationalist hegemony. And a hegemony is essentially a type of political dominance that encapsulates and neuters anything that threatens its power by absorbing it and taking away anything threatening about it. If you want an example, you can think of it in terms of the countercultural 1960s hippie and 1970s punk movements. Both of these were fueled by very real anger and desire for change, but at the end of it, they both ended up as costumes you can buy at Spirit Halloween and music you can hear during your fucking local Toyota or Chase Bank commercials. The United States is ruled by pedo-nepo babies whose families grew wealthy making money off of racist real estate practices, apartheid slave labor, and weapons manufacturing. While our fascist overlords send mass gangs into the streets looking for immigrants and citizens to rape, murder, and abuse, the White House posts AI slop videos about their latest civilian bombing. We are intentionally being made numb to things like child sex trafficking networks, war crimes, and the collapse of our country, and the very real erasure of our country's history. Data centers, flock cameras, concentration camps, and the utter dominance of the people are irrevocably tied to the Christian ethno-state that the United States has been and aspires to be. The oligarchs have extended the long arm of the law and have fully embraced the supremacists living in our country and are using them to build a future filled with death and profit. At this point, the class war has turned into our only chance for survival, and building a future where we can eliminate these monsters and build something true and free for all of us is our only hope.
Could you spin that in a lighter sense? That last part specifically.
The last part specifically?
Yeah, just add more hope to it.
We are capable of doing that. We are capable of fighting back.
Less of a question mark, more of a statement.
We are capable of fighting back.
Nice. There we go.
There we go. We got it.
We are. It's true.
We got it.
I mean,
through due diligence, through constant effort, through
community action,
intention, and community, we can all work together to prevent more evil, horrific acts like this by sticking together and finding our commonalities.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I mean, I was listening to somebody the other day talking about how Trump is almost a good thing in that he's a direct example of, with the current system, someone like literally a grifter, literally a con man, you know, and then preying on the worst elements of American culture in order to be able to get to where he is and keep that, you know, cult-like power that is going on, where he's, but just quite literally laughing in the face of anybody that disagrees with this.
Yeah,
that's going on right now. Can be considered almost a good thing because you're shining a very, very bright light on all of these faults, all of these cracks that are in our system, right? For somebody to get to that position and remain in that position.
And just do whatever.
Like doing whatever the fuck he wants. Like he's broken so many laws.
He's
like
literally stolen billions of dollars from the American people.
Yeah. And anytime that we get too like close to a point of being like, hey, he shouldn't be allowed to do that, he just sues them and gets everything wrapped up in, you know, like litigations and everything like that in order for nothing to actually be able to happen against him.
Even when people say completely true things, like he is an actual con artist monster who was found liable for rape in court, has one of his ex-wives buried in his Mar-a-Lago property in Florida, who died under suspicious circumstances, who is confirmed to be an associate of a global sex trafficker.
Let's take that in stride with the fact that somebody that rich and powerful usually gets away with shit like that.
Yeah.
But as acting president has broken several laws that the presidency is not allowed to break.
Yep.
If anything positive comes out of this, it's once we finally get this fucking piece of shit out of this position of power, hopefully, and this is kind of where I'm sitting on all this, is if these cracks don't get filled in, if we don't come in and retroactively fix a bunch of shit to be like, okay, sorry everyone, this will never happen again, then we've got real problems. You know what I mean? But I guess the overall point is like, if good comes out of this, it will be the fact that that bright of a light was shined on how many faults we have in our systems.
If anything can be learned from this, I want it to be that Donald Trump, and not just Trump.
No. I mean, he's just an easy focal point.
No. He is, but like he is a consequence and a product of this country.
Exactly. That's
what needs to be understood, and that he and his ilk have to be removed.
Right.
This has to be fixed.
If nothing, it just shows us that this was always allowed to happen.
The system is understanding that the system isn't broken and needs fixing. The system is working as it always could have and needs to be changed.
Just until him, people were like acting with a little bit of respect.
Yeah, they were crooks and murderers, but they just didn't push it like they could have.
Exactly.
But they could have at any point.
They just had that reservation because they had respect for that position.
Right. Or because they just knew, like, well, it's like, it's enough for me to be rich and, like, you know, be able to do whatever I want. You know what I mean? But it's like, you know, it's not like, you know, like Nixon or, you know, Obama or Bill Clinton weren't doing horrific shit. They were just like, we'll just do the horrific shit we can get away with. And then we'll just, you know, go be Netflix producers and authors and just like go sit on our ranches and fucking collect checks for giving like speeches and stuff.
Sure.
It's just no one to this point has taken it to this extreme. Because we've never had a pure, unadulterated, sociopathic child behind the wheel.
Yeah.
You know? We just had regular sociopaths.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And now here we are. It's got to be changed. And the thing is, and that's what gets me is like when people, the average American, it feels like has such a limited imagination where you'll talk about things like this and they're like, well, that's the way it is. Or like, well, what are we supposed to do?
Anything
are so capable of having a better world pretty quickly.
Yeah.
We have the resources and power to make sure that people don't go hungry or sleep out on the streets or don't have what they need. We've gotten to such an advanced point in our civilization that we can do surgeries we can do in and out surgical procedures that would have led to immediate death just 100 years ago.
Yeah.
We can do marvelous things.
Look at pro athletes that break their spine. They have technology. It's very expensive, and that's why pro athletes is a good way to view this, because there's the money, to make sure that they aren't paralyzed.
Yeah.
I mean, they can literally freeze all of those nerve endings and then rush them to one of the best, spinal surgeons that's out there, and then they're walking again.
Yeah.
Sometimes still performing in competitive athletics.
Right.
Whereas not that long ago, they would be wheelchair bound for the rest of their lives.
Right.
It's crazy.
We have those capabilities and can and should be changing things and making it work for all of us.
Then I want to say you said it, Joseph, last night, but let's to end on a weird but happy note. I want to say you said, let's think of all the things that Trump has been able to accomplish in his 8 years. When it will be over 8 years.
Yeah.
But how long has it been now? It's 7 years, 6 years.
I mean, we had 4 years of Trump, 4 years of Biden, and now we're at 3 of Trump. So
let's say 7 years of Trump in office.
Yeah.
Look at all that he's been able to accomplish. Not saying it's good.
Yeah.
In fact, I'm pointing out the very opposite, in which, he has
all the things he's managed to fuck up.
Yes. Mm-hmm. But you have to admit that's very impressive. Now, on the flip side, if we had someone that was really good in office, think of what are all the things that they're capable of to fix.
If we had someone who was willing.
And so,
I will say, obviously Biden didn't do a great job, but that day one where he's going through being like, nope, just signing all these executive orders that were just to nullify all the dumb shit Trump did in his first term.
And we shouldn't have to settle either. We shouldn't be.
No, I'm just saying.
No, I know what you're saying.
He changed a lot for the better very quickly.
But we shouldn't have to settle for a fucking octogenarian segregationist who eulogize Strom fucking Thurmond. You know what I mean? We can and should do better, and we don't need to wait around for someone to save us because we are capable of saving ourselves.
Yeah.
We all together can accomplish incredible things.
Yeah. And if you are in that moment of what the fuck do I do? Just honestly start small. Look at, the public school systems and who's, in the elected positions that they're in. Research those people, vote on those smaller scale things that not a lot of people know to care about, right? Because in those moments, your vote actually does have some sway.
It does.
Yeah. Or even go to the town hall meetings, when Nashville did the town hall meetings specifically for addressing data centers.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because they want to, I don't know if you heard, but they're trying to put one next to the zoo.
And that got shut down.
And that got shut down because so many people came out and were like, fuck that.
Yeah.
And then apparently the data center company reached out to the zoo and were like, hey, if you help us, we'll give you some money and a piece of the land to expand the zoo so we can put in the data center. And luckily, the zoo was like, fuck off. No, we don't want you in the first place. Yeah. We know how this game goes. You're going to fuck us.
Yeah.
Also, they really fucked up what you need for codes in those kind of situations. You have to do surveying and stuff like that or whatever. They kind of apparently fucked up the paperwork doing that. So even if they were able to do it, the city was... It kind of boiled down to where, the city heard what we were saying, and then very quickly we're like, oh, they fucked this up anyways.
Yeah.
We can not get in trouble on both sides kind of a deal. But it was one of those moments where like public opinion actually did matter, but their paperwork was easier to deny.
Yeah.
So it was a little bit of a,
Yeah, public opinion surprisingly does matter. Can actually sway a vote, can actually change things. So
yeah, because I mean these smaller politicians are still at our sway, Yeah. Like it's if they don't get reelected in this smaller situation, then they're not going to be able to climb that ladder. So you can get them while they still care, while they still have to care. You know what I mean? And then, I mean, even smaller, just be kind to your neighbor and check in on your friends.
Know your neighbors' names, try to help out, check in with your friends, be there for people. I mean, hell, if you got a free day or something, you got a free couple hours, go to a community center, go to
help somebody move.
Fucking go to go to Habitat for Humanity and pick up a hammer, move some boxes, do something,
I mean, honestly, yeah. And I mean, I personally, it may just be being hopeful, but I really do think that does have a larger positive impact than just you and the people around you. I do think that those, what are they, like, pass it on, like little PSA thing that they were doing for a minute. I kind of believe in that shit.
Yeah.
You know what
and
I mean?
If you're a single baddie and you've got some juicy, amazing knockers and you want to, I don't know, walk by a great studio like Visual Minds, which has hundreds of different art pieces from hundreds of different artists across the globe, and you just want to flash them while we're recording, then by all means, support your community. And do that for us. Carry on, Grant. What were you saying?
I think that's a great note to end on.
I honestly thought I was going to be worse by the time he was done. I was like, you know what? If you want to do that, I'm not going to stop you.
What was it? Consent is crucial?
Yeah, consent is
crucial.
It's part of our code of ethics.
That was Jamie consenting to being flashed by your juicy knockers if you're ever walking by Visual Minds. And here we are at Visual Minds saying bye. This has been a long series. I hope you guys got something out of it. I hope it's been entertaining at the very least.
Crap, we got to start doing research.
For juicy knockers, yeah. If you want to help us on it, if you want to do,
that was a long stretch.
I got like a 6-week break out of you.
I know. I'm telling you, we were doing this for like 2 months.
If you want to help us with our research on juicy knockers, please email us at don'temailtrashville@gmail.com.
For real, if you have ideas,
I was going to say, for real, if you got juicy knockers. I was like, okay, Grant, all right. I mean,
hopping on the Jamie train all the time. No, if you do have some suggestions, ideas, anything you want to hear us cover in our words.
We love being told what to do. Yes. If you give us a topic, we will cover it. If it doesn't suck. But we haven't had any sucky ones.
Yeah. If you love what we're doing, want to help support us, please sign up for our Patreon. It's only $4.99 a month.
Money.
Give us the money.
That's how I help pay for editing from audio to video. Helps us be able to not worry about money and worry about making more content for you guys. And then what should they text us about?
I guess if you've got ideas for future episodes, if you have your own inherently racially motivated bomb plots, text us about them at 615-768-9483.
By which I mean don't text us.
Please don't. We're not an accomplice. Yeah. We will not be made an accessory. We will rat you out immediately. And also, you shouldn't bomb people for racially motivated reasons.
I mean, we're not no snitches, but we will talk about it on the podcast.
I'm a snitch. I'm not going to fucking federal prison for 10 years.
Someone of the three of us will snitch, and the other two will make fun of you on the podcast for it.
Yeah, that is.
I'm just going to say I'm going to blast it out, and then anybody can do with it what they want.
That's right. We're all about putting the information out there.
Exactly.
Mm-hmm. So yeah, I hope you guys have enjoyed the series. We got some more fun stuff coming down. I have been officially designated the long-winded boy. I'm gonna be working on another series hopefully shortly. But to be honest with y'all, I'm excited to take a break for a second. Yeah, I'm excited to sit back and make some funnies while y'all guys spinning some yarns.
The best I got right now is I do want to talk about Sammy Davis Jr. Like for real. I know it's a long-running joke of mine, but Guy was awesome. Had a crazy ass life, and I do want to talk about
crazy fucking life.
Not real murdery, but you know,
it'll be great.
Still fun though.
Yeah.
Don't worry, we got murders and bombs coming next week.
That is true.
Yeah, we got some good stuff coming down the pipe.
If anybody, I feel like I've kind of exhausted my well of like historical killers.
No, I know you got another cowboy in you.
Sure. But just if anybody wants to send one my way that I could look into, that'd be fun.
How about the Donner Party?
Yeah, that's fine. Yeah,
that's fine. That's great. That's a great story.
Yeah, that is right up my alley. It's a great story.
Yeah,
and we haven't done that yet.
You should do the Donner Party, Grant.
Okay, cool. I'll do the Donner Party.
There's got to be another musician that killed a couple people.
Oh, sure, I can do.
I think there's a few.
Yeah.
You could do DeForvid.
Okay, fuck you for calling him a musician.
Yeah. I was being sarcastic mostly, but
that little cover the story of Selena.
That little piece of shit.
Yeah, that is crazy.
Selena is a crazy story.
That is a crazy story.
And I don't know I have all the details on it, so I'd love to learn about that.
All right, cool. I got me a little list going.
Yeah.
Without your help.
Yeah. Fucking get on it and email us, you fuckers. God damn. We're doing everything else for you. You just have to tell us. Interact with us.
Yeah, we do all the research. We do all the hard work.
We do all the
meet
talking.
Up on our free time.
We set up all this shit. We pay for this. It's not nothing.
Yeah.
We're doing this for you guys.
We had long, traumatic lives that led to us being funny, okay?
Yeah, it wasn't easy. Now bring your fucking juicy knockers over to Visual Lines. God damn it.
I want those juicy knockers pressed against the window.
I want you fucking leaving.
I want some titty residue on that glass.
You hear me? I want a fucking outline of your ass print on the fucking door. I don't even care if you have a great one. Just fucking press that pancake against it.
Press it right against the glass, and we'll clean it with our tongues. We're excited.
Jamie will clean it with his tongue.
I'll clean it with my tongue.
We'll video it and laugh about it.
Yes, we will make content.
Okay, bye.
Okay, bye.
Like what you hear? Subscribe. Follow us on Instagram at Trashville_USA. And if there's a true crime story you want the gang to cover, email us at don'temailtrashville@gmail.com. Murder Schmurder is produced by Jamie. Our tracking engineer is Grant. And our mix and mastering engineer is Julie. Incidental music and our theme song is provided by Jules. This has been another production of Murder Schmurder.
Here at Murder Schmurder, if there's one thing we can all agree on, it's this. You gotta laugh or you'll cry. Right now, there's a lot to laugh and cry about. And while we talk about a lot of fucked up stuff and delve into some of the worst crimes in history, we try to make light of these things not to devalue the events or the victims or survivors, but because I genuinely believe it's one of the only ways for sentient life to understand and process the horrors of life. And it's not lost on us that most of the victims we talk about in our true crime misadventures are the most vulnerable in our country: sex workers and racial and or queer minorities. If you'd like, you could roll back the tapes and find several hours worth of ranting on this by each of us. That being said, sometimes the boys get rowdy and we end up yes-anding or attempting to outdo each other, and we say some gnarly shit.
Hence lower the bar.
Which is not going to stop happening.
No, it's a very fun game. It's a very fun game.
So I want the listeners to know that while our intention is to never punch down, we do fuck up, and we learn and we try to get better. Are we going to fuck up again? You bet your ass.
Absolutely.
Yeah. 1,000%.
Will it be funny when we do so?
1,000%.
Probably for us.
1,001%.
I hope so.
And definitely for us.
One of my favorite things is laughing at you guys.
No. But here at Murder Schmurder, we value our brothers, sisters, and non-binary homies out there. BIPOC, LGBTQIA2+, whatever member of the alphabet mafia you are, we got your back. And we hope you have ours as we continue to grow, learn, and support each other through these dark times and come out the other side stronger than ever. And since we're here, we're just going to unequivocally say, fuck fascists, incels, cops, nationalists, and whoever else has a problem with people being who they are.
Ooh, gross. Leave me alone.